Hello and welcome to All My Art and Soul. I am Michelle Holden, and this is part 6, I believe, of a journey of 3 paintings. As you just saw, that's where we left off last week, and if you have not caught up with or have been following the journey of these 3 paintings, I will leave part 1 in the card in the upper right hand corner, and you can find them very easily under my mixed media abstract category. I recorded this yesterday, as I have been a little bit late this week, feeling under the weather, and so I thought I would just work on this one painting, and that's what I tend to do as we come to the final stages. And that's what I'm showing you. Yes, I had it the other way, where the blue circles were vertical, but now they're horizontal. I don't know if it'll remain this way, but stick to the end because I ask you which way do you prefer. And I'm always interested in my subscribers' opinions, comments, and I do respond to all of them. So if you are liking this content, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. So as I'm relating these 3 paintings to the 2 previous ones, and I will leave the title of those in the comment section of this video, as I forget right now what the title was. And now I have this series of 5, and they all relate to each other, and I love that. So I'm needing to quiet down the fish thing, which I loved. And as you can see, I waited to the last minute, but it did really need to go as it was more of a distraction. And these collage papers I made last week in a demo with my Facebook group. So if you haven't hopped on over, hit the link in the comments section and I will let you in. It is a private group and laid back, and everybody's sharing some wonderful stuff. As you can see, there's a bubble up there, which I do eventually, I hope, notice. If you don't, and it dries, it's easy to fix. You just slice it across. Oh, I did notice it. So noticing it before it dries is the better thing. But if not, slice it with an X-Acto knife and open it up with the blade, put some more of the medium in, and it closes right up like magic. So there's 2 introductions to this video. Why? Because last night when I was in the middle of this, we had a big power outage in our area. Like, I mean, boom, without any warning. So I even put that in the video here. Just to, real life situations as they happen. And so they're always fun. Always a fun little challenge. And of course my paint, I didn't get to those 4, the teal, yellow oxide, black, and what's the other one called? I never remember this name. I'm terrible. Anyway, it's a neutral. So I'm loving this gold. And so what I'd like to do is when I'm walking by and they're resting, I'll go, ooh, let's see what this looks like. I'll have a pile of collage papers from the same color palette, of course, that I used previously. Ooh, what would look good there? Now, yes, it does look better with it rather than without it. The eye does tend to go off to that side, and then just adds some more interest. And why it works is that the value is very similar. There's some pattern in there, and so it's not interfering with the composition, but it's definitely bringing that eye down, which I love. And I'm loving that paper with all those words, and it's like a table of contents, and I'm loving that neutral, how it is diagonally across from that other circle, and now I'm cleaning up the black that it didn't quite cover. And I realized too, it isn't the exact tone because I did add a little bit of yellow oxide. You can also, I don't know, deepen a neutral. Raw umber is another nice one, which I want to use more of. So stick around to the end and we'll see what happens. I'm sure that power outage section is just about to happen. I forget what I was working on, which section, but that was really fun. I mean, we were in the dark, and of course I had my phone right there as I'm using it with my Osmo Pocket. So grabbed it, turned the flashlight on, my dog was down there with me, and fun. Great big snowstorm. So I was thinking of putting a little, see, that shape doesn't work, but the coloring does. And the location works because it's a diagonally across. Did it need a line? Did it just need some color somehow? So in the end, I end up using, see, that blue doesn't work. It's too cool. We really need that teal. Nope, not quite right. So I'm sort of just trying things, and that's what I love about collage, because you can tear, place, move it around like a puzzle until something speaks to you. So I must say and thank all of you subscribers. I am now pretty well over 6,000 subscribers on my channel, coming up to the end of 2022. Can you believe it? Wow. So 2023, I'm changing up things and going to do some more lives, more of a structural tutorial. Oh, and there's the power outage. Well, hello and welcome to All My Art and Soul. I am Michelle Holden and the artist behind the channel, and I am hoping, but not necessarily needing, that this is the final stage for at least one of my journey of three paintings. So as you can see, and I will show before and after pictures of this particular one with, remember I put this on and covered this section, which was a black circles on neutral. And then last week I was talking about changing this value here. So I'm still wondering about that, even wondering if I even need to do that. So if you have missed part one of a journey of three paintings, you can click on the card that's in the video right here and catch up. So I am and decided to use my, I think I purchased 4 or 5 new Stencil Girl stencils, and I love this, more of the organic shapes. I've not used this one yet, as you can see. Let's see. Oh yes. I will be purchasing more larger ones. I think they just leave more options as to, sections and larger shapes, negative, positive. And then also on Stencil Girl, you can get the negative and positive of both of the one stencil. So what I was aiming for, just loosely aiming for, was these journey of three paintings to continue from these series, from the 2. And and it's a really good sign that I love these even more. So I wanted, there's the burlap, thick, there's very visual, physical texture. And this was just a negative from a number stencil that I ended up changing so many times, and now it's got a really lovely thick paint. And I changed the interior of this several times. And here's more of my circles, white on black. So I wanted these, the Journey of Three Paintings, and there's my sort of my bridge diagram. So I don't know if I'm going to put the same, I may or may not, and those will be some last minute collage pieces in the final stage. Here's the other one. These two, How to Change, I do believe they were called How to Change a Painting or Rework a Painting. They are also in my Mixed Media Abstract section of my videos. And I have all my videos categorized. So just take a look and you can see now that my style with collage, rectangular, circular, and this real physical texture here. I'm really loving that. And being this time of year, the end of year, it's I usually take time to reflect as to what I've done and where I'm going. Where do I want my art? Where am I going with my abstract art, my intuitive process? So I want to finish these up, and then I'll have, it'll be a series of 5 paintings, which will be available for sale on my website as soon as I finish this series. And as you can see, I paint the edge black and then gloss it, and it is very, very a really good finish just with black paint. You don't need to use the gesso. And then it will be placed in a black, most likely 12 by 12 floater frame. So these are 12 inches by 12 inches on the cradle board, and it is a fabulous substrate to work on. So getting back to these, so now if you can see them side by side, which I didn't intend when I first started. And I could have gone in many, many directions, and I'm going to go in the grid direction after I put remember all those bright colors of collage and everything that were just laid on there. I love that stage, but then I'm going to do something. I'm going to try something out, and it's the grid. So I'm really loving the red and yellow and orange in this. So I might bring up some of those colors. I like the blue. And so my goal here, which is, as you can see in your final stages, there's a lot more thinking involved. I have to explain, why am I doing this? This is 2023. There's going to be some big changes. So I won't go into that in this video because that should be a whole separate video. Of course, I am going to get in front of the video, in front of the camera a lot more. And I'm going to be doing a lot more live streams as soon as I find out the different equipment or software that I need for this. And we're going to be taking work like this many steps further and much larger work, along with my affirmation art journaling videos, which I think I want to go back to the music, the video, maybe some text explaining, but I don't want to do a voiceover because I would like you, the subscriber audience, to start creating along with me. And I am thinking of a January 1st 30-day affirmation art journaling challenge. So, or invitation. I don't even like to use the word challenge. So what happened last night is I was very late. I've been under the weather, as you've heard from my last video. I feel like I'm whining, but anyway, it's a fact. And I usually get everything together and do different multiple stages during the week, edit, and have everything all ready. There's a lot to this editing process and having a video channel with art. So I decided, okay, last night I'll do it, I'll stay up, and then the power went out. I mean, bam! We're in the middle of the snowstorm. I'm in Ontario, Canada, so this one was coming up from the States, and we knew it was here, but I wasn't sure that the power was going to go out. This was just a last-minute decision, and it did. So that's why I'm doing the voiceover now, which is going to save so much time, hopefully. And we're just going to focus this week on this particular painting of the journey of 3 paintings. So I hope you don't mind. I hope you're really enjoying this content. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share, and hop on over to the Facebook group. We are becoming well over 600 members, and in 2023 I will be doing a lot more structured tutorials and more demonstrations of what I'm doing or what I find, and these little shortcuts or whatever, these techniques, and a lot more short videos. So we'll have a lot more variety in my videos that I'm going to upload. Anyway, back to this one. So this stencil is the one that I used, and it was this way, which I still like. Remember the fish? There was a fish here, and it was distracting. I love my little, things, planetoid, whatever, which isn't like in a black and white diagram, so it's just subtle. I like things to be subtle, especially if they have meaning. There's the word people. I don't know. I just like that. This I'll trim off with sandpaper or glue it around the edge. But see, this edge needs to be sanded before it's painted black. So then I turned it, rotated it, and I thought, ooh, I really like this much better because I like the complex area in the bottom, and then to go lighter, more airy above, which isn't really totally the same, but I don't want them exactly the same anyway. It was very busy under here with red and all of that. So I found these, that was all that handcrafted paper package that you buy at the art store. You can get neutral, cool, warm, whatever. I just placed it there and loved how it, it really made that more beautiful, brought out the pencil and quieted down my painting. So I'm really liking the more quiet version. So the only thing that I want for this one is a little more blue. As you can see, this was this stencil girl on the collage that I did, and I don't even know if I showed that. I think that's in the Facebook group. So hop on over to the Facebook group to last week's demonstration, how to make more interesting collage papers with your own marks, with your own voice. And so what I'm planning to do, what I think might be a good idea, and who knows, is to continue this little pattern like that. So I want to repeat it. If something's working, do some more. And I'm just going to try to find some sponge here. Oops, put my head in there. And I'm just going to cut a piece of sponge, since my makeup sponges are now all used up and I keep forgetting to buy some more at the dollar store. So I brought out all this paint last night and everything. The power went out, so I had to leave it. Oh, there's some left, but not enough. So this is the teal golden, and that's what that is. So I want it to be the same. And what I liked was just that little bit of blue really makes the yellow ochre, yellow oxide, the Liquitex Basics yellow oxide. It just has a little more punch, as I've said before, than the yellow ochre. The brighter yellow, which is on this piece of collage, is cadmium yellow deep, and it's gorgeous, and a little goes a long way, and it is very transparent. So I'm just going to take the nice edge of this, and we're going to go for it. I'm not even going to mix it because I'm going to put it on very thinly, and I'm not going to fill in the whole rectangle area right away. I think it's too strong, which is really interesting. Okay. Not bad, not bad. What I think I will do, oh good, there is some. I think I'll grab that again and just go over it a little bit, just to take out the hue a bit. Change that value, soften it up. Just so the blue isn't so strong. That's better. Okay, now I love those little diamonds. These do push that back because they're stronger. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry until I make a last decision. It's okay. I'm not sure if I like it or not, but that's okay. The only way is to try. So these are still, they have skins on them from being here all night. And I'm wondering if, whoops, here we go. Gotta get the right shape here. Now this is gonna go a little green gold. But I think it needed that. Yes, but there's too much of a contrast there. Still not sure if I like it. So I'm just going to wipe the edge of the other blue. There's too much. I put a good coat of gloss medium on it last night as I was taking out some of the bubbling. Okay, now let's see if we could put some. So I'm wondering, we need a line somewhere. So let's see, we're going to go for it. That's pretty high contrast. Let's do another one. I'm going to do 3. Interesting. Still not sure. I think we'll move to something a little more subtle. Not the charcoal, but the China marker. The China marker. Okay, so that's still wet. I think I like that. I don't even know if I like those. Now, if I start rubbing it off, it's going to make a mess. I know it. So, not really. It can rub right off. So let's rub it off. That's why we use high gloss. Okay. I think I like the idea, but I think I'm going to go vertical with these little jagged lines that I love. And they sort of emulate the speckles, and that's a handcrafted torn piece of paper too that I put on last night over this. And once you use the medium, it became more transparent. So I really like that. Yep, this is better. We all have our little marks that we love to use, and I want to overlap into other areas. So it will bring the eye down. Those three horizontal lines were bringing the eye right off, and we should know better by now, but I wasn't sure. There's a line that I might want to emulate. Nice. I'm thinking of that I love to do, but I think those little dots, but I think it'll bring too much attention to this area. So I'm just going to do some more of these and call it a day. And I think I might do this. So why I'm going to go through this shape is that it brings the eye from this little object down, and it turns this more into a negative space in relation to this sort of like this bridge kind of shape, which is sort of some of my theme throughout my work here. I love bridges, lighthouses, of course numbers, a little house shape, and I don't want to go too wide here. And that might be too much, but we'll stop right there. This, I just want to test that theory, if I was right in thinking about that, which is Liquitex Basics Parchment. Noticing these chisel brushes lose their fine edge after a while. Probably because I'm abusing them. So I'm just looking for the perfect, well, there's nothing perfect. That's probably the wrong word. And what I like is that it's the curve, and it does go off a little bit. It makes the eye go up. So I'm thinking, okay, so I like the value, but how can I stop the eye from going whoop, off? Well, it doesn't really, because then this is a high contrast, which then continues down, makes the eye continue down. Let's see. Oops. Versus see, I like this because I can compare it. No, I think this way is better. The curve is still there, but you could just maybe I think why it's working is that this is the same value which comes up and over. So we're going to leave it. One more little thing that I wanted to do is this area down here, the lower left quadrant. I wanted to, and I'm not sure if I like what I did there. So in blue, looking at it. And I love this piece of gold paper here, which just brings that eye in and around. Wondering. Well, we can change that, and this is how I test it. Did I like how it was before the collage or after the collage? So I have more of similar paper that I can place over it. Just to test my theory. So there's a little bit more blue. Okay, so I have a feeling this is the better move. So it's actually even a better piece. So yep, I do not like that idea. So that's going right over it. As you can see, we're fixing it up right on camera here. Yeah, it looks way better, and there's a little bit more blue in it, and I might just bring out a bit of that blue with a little paint. So I use the Artist Loft. That's from Michael's, one of the art stores that I use up here where I live. So I can't wait to start doing some live video. I think I'm going to do, it's pretty difficult because, well, it's not impossible. It's just quite the schedule when one is still working as a full-time teacher, having to commute and all of that. But 2023, as I said, we are going to be changing it up because this is the year. So I'm just going to put some more gloss here. And when this is done, I use a gloss varnish, and that's why this one has a nice shine to it. It's not overly shiny, but it really seals everything up, and I really love the finish. And of course, as I said, these will be available. I will be finally putting them up on my website, and I'm going to be just changing my website around, you know, and a lot of artists do that. And it's time for me to change that up. Don't forget to check out my art products. It's in the description, in the comments below. I don't think I'll put these on any art products. My paintings I want to leave, but my art journal pages, they're so awesome and colorful. They just look so good as an all-over print product. So check that out. It's Pixels. The link is in the description. I have artist aprons, and I do think I have a video coming up for that. And I also have my calendar, 2023 calendar. So that is looking much better, is it not? And so I don't have a really nice blue marker. So let's see. Okay, we are at 30 minutes, so it's time to shorten this up. I just want to put just a little hint of blue. Okay, that's it. That's all it needed. Now for the spritz. Here we go. This needs to be scratched some more. And I'm going to use my awl for that. And I'm going to be bold. So what the alcohol does is, of course, soften. It softens it up. And I really like how it's going through. This is the very first original layer that is still showing. And you can see it's bringing up some of that. I also use a nice big needle. And it needs to just sit for a minute. And I think a little right here, because I know there's some gorgeous orange underneath. And just what kinds of lines, though? I want to be careful. I just don't want to do scribbly everywhere. So I think diagonal is a good idea. So this is a wonderful difference between all the, the organized edges, clean edges. I've got some soft edges here, and then I've got this scribbly kind of thing going on. All right. Well, I believe this is as far as I will take this particular piece. Making decisions already. I might even just softens that up a bit. Okay, this one is as far as I'm going to take it for now, and it will need to rest for any final changes and decisions in which way I want it to go. Which way do you like it? Do you like it this way with this going on, which is cool because that was the original way, or this way? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, so everybody, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.